Okay, welcome back. So now we're going to go on to about strings. So that's the error that we get when we run our rake command. And so now we can just open about strings. So we can either go find it through our atom here, or we can also say open about strings RB, and that'll pop this file up. Cool. And so now we're into this guy. I'm going to exit my IRB because I don't want all this old hash data in there, and I'm just going to reload it. So IRB loads. And so here we go. Test double quoted strings are strings. So is a string. So if we go, what we're doing here is saving hello world as a string. And then so if our string renders out to there, is if we go our string is a string, that's true because it is a string. So that's just showing us that. So we want to assert that true. String is a string, that renders out to the Boolean of true. And so we can say true. Test single quoted strings are also strings. Well, this is cool. It's kind of just showing us that it says the same thing. You'll notice that when you render it out in the REPL, and now if you just, call string, it's actually saved as double quotes. So Ruby just seems to take your single quotes and make them into double quotes. And so you get to choose which ones you want to use. So assert equal that a string is a string, or that a single quoted string is the same thing there. Yeah, we're just going to get true as well here. So that's just showing us that you can either use double quotes or single quotes to save your strings. Test use single quotes to create string with double quotes. So yeah, can you save double quotes within a string if you do it that way? Cool. That just shows that you can do that. So if you want to save your string that way, then you want to do it like that. These are just exit marks, so this is just tells Ruby that they're going to ignore these double quoted strings. So assert equal string, he said go away. Well, cool. So what they're actually going to want us to do here is say, I think that we're going to say he said / go away, and then the double quote. Wow. Let's see if that renders out. So instead of doing the assert equal, I'm just going to make this double equals. And that is true. So this is the right thing to do. So that's actually kind of the value. I would guess that this is actually kind of tricky for early stage programmers to know that they should use these escape marks there. I guess another thing you could just do is just put that in there, but that would be kind of tricky. I think this is cool because it shows you the escape marks here. So cool. Use double quotes to create strings with single quotes. Yeah, so here, if we run it like that, we're going to see that the double quotes and the single quote works well. So we actually don't need to do anything. I guess the best thing to do is just to say assert equal to that. Could you go like this? No, that wouldn't work because you need it would be double quote. So yeah, I guess the only way to really respond to this one is just to say don't. And yeah, that's going to be the same. If we do that here, and then we just assert that these are equal, yeah, obviously they are. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure the value of that, but basically it's just showing us that we can use double quotes and have a single quote within it. So test that backslashes for those hard case. So yeah, this is kind of what we went over back up here when we were dealing with the oh, okay, cool. So they say backslashes. He said don't. He said don't. Assert equal. Are these equal? Is A and B equal? Is this the same as this programmatically? I'm going to guess true. Let's give it a try. So we'll set the variable of A equal to that string, and we'll set the variable of B to this string, and you can see that they look the same. They're both saved in the program as he said / don't. So they're true. Cool. So that's just useful to know the way that Ruby saves strings internally. So use flexible quoting to handle really hard cases. So here we have a flexible quotes can handle both 1 and 2 quote characters. And so here we have another flexible quote. And here we have another flexible quote. Cool. So let's just throw those in the REPL and see what happens when we do it. So cool. It just comes out as a string. As a got dot class. Wait, no. I can't remember exactly how to do that. Well, what happens when we throw B in here? Oops, B. Flexible quotes can handle both forward and slash characters. And C. So what is this actually telling us? This is telling us that A is equal to B and A is equal to C. I mean, A equal to C, A equal to B. So they're both true. So what this is saying is that this is just showing us that you can use this. So if you go percentage exclamation point, anything that you follow can be just a string. And the same thing is true with a percentage point and a bracket, also a percentage point and a no, this is a curly brace and this is a parenthesis. Yeah, so this is true and this is true. But the cool thing is you can use flexible quotes can handle multiple lines. So here that you've got this, and my guess is that this would not work. Oh, you can use the exclamation point. This exclamation point is not exclamation point of the string. It's simply showing within the bracket of there. So long string dot length. Well, what happens if we throw this in here? This might get weird on the REPL. Yeah, well it does. It saves the new lines here. And so what happens if we go long string dot length? I'm guessing that it's going to show 3. 1, 2, 3. I think it's going to show 3. 54. Okay, so it's just getting the whole length of the string. So it's just going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, whatever. 54. Cool. Dot lines. Okay, that was what I was thinking. Long string dot lines. What does that tell us? This feeds back an array of 1, 2, 3 values. So dot lines dot size or dot count, they both work similarly. Cool. So it's got 3 lines. This long string is made up of 3 lines. And so what happens if we go long string at position of 0 to 1? Well, we're going to get 0, and I don't think we're going to get 1, right? Long string 0, 1. It's just going to be that first value, so we're not going to get the second one. So our long string at this position is going to be equal to /n, like that. Cool. Yeah, long string is equal to /n. True. So that's going to be the way that it goes to. Test here, documents can also handle multiple lines. So here, it was the best of times, it was the worst of time. Apparently this EOS thing just makes it so you can do multiple lines as well. Let's see, long string. Looks like it's the same thing. What about long string dot lines? Cool. Does 2 lines. And so this kind of test here, documents can also handle multiple lines. So I'm not exactly sure why they're showing this to us again. If long string dot length 54. So dot length, I think you can use size there too. 53, yeah, and count. Oh, you can't use count on strings. That's interesting. So yeah, we're gonna make this guy 53. Lines dot count, it was going to be 2, right? Lines. Yeah, 1. It's an array with 2 strings in it. 1, 2. So our count is going to be 2. And at position 0 to 1, I think that that's actually going to be, it was the best of times, like this. Cool. Let's see what happens if we do it like that. Oh, okay. At position 0 to 1. Cool. So yeah, if we did like 0 to 10, it's just going to be the first 10 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cool. So that just grabs the first letter. Another way that you could have done that would be to go long string dot first. No, it doesn't work. At position 0, you could just go as well. So first must be just an array value. Cool. Test. Let's move on. Test plus will concatenate 2 strings. So hello plus world was going to be equal to hello world. Cool. So you can go string hello plus world. Oops. Our strings like that. If we wanted to add to it, we could go string plus equals and an exclamation point, and now it's hello world with an exclamation point. So you can concatenate strings by just adding them together, and they'll go in order like that. Test plus concatenation will leave the original string unmodified. So here we have hi is equal to hello, there is equal to world, string is equal to hi plus there. So it's going to be hi plus there, but hi is still going to be equal to hello, and there is still going to be equal to world. So what is it saying? That when you concatenate using the plus operator, it does not modify the original strings. So hi is like that, there is going to be equal to world, and then if we do string and we concatenate them together, so strings hello world, hi is still hello with a space, and world or there is equal to world. So it's important to make sure you get the comma and the space in here if you're making that, if you're doing this one. Yeah, test plus equals will concatenate to the end of a string. Cool. Hi there, hello world. I actually showed that just up here a little bit when we added the string on there. So here we can say that the hi there, so hi is initially hello, but then we save the variable of there. Hi is still hello, but if we go hi plus equals there, that's world. So another way to think about this is like hi is equal to hi plus, and then an exclamation point would add that to there, and that changes, that modifies the value. So this guy is going to come out to hello world. Cool. So yeah, moving on. Test plus equals will also leave the original string unmodified. Cool. So the original string's hello, and then we say hi is equal to hello, the original string, and then we save their variable equal to a string of world. And now if we go hi plus there, if we copy that, hi plus there, what's hi now? Hi is going to be that hello world, but there is still world. That's kind of what they're trying to say here, I think. And the original string would also be unmodified, so it's still hello. So that just shows you this is a modification element, and so that's something to be aware of when you're programming. So what's the original string going to be equal to? Well, the original string never changed, so it's still going to just be hello. Cool. I think, oh yeah, because I just printed it out here, original string. Test shovel operator will also append content to a string. So hi there, hi shovel operator there. What happens now? What do you think is going to happen here? I guess based on the name of the method that it's going to simply add it there. So now hi is going to be like that, hello world. So hi has been modified, but there will not be modified. It'll still be there. So here will be world, and hi has now been modified to hello world. Cool. We save that and we just move down. Test the shovel operator modifies the original string. So yeah. Okay, cool. We were talking about that just in the last one. The original string's hello. Hi is equal to the original string. There is equal to world. Hi. Shovel there. So we're taking hello and we're shoveling on world. The original string should just still be this guy, right? This is actually an interesting one. Okay. Original string's hello. Hi is equal to the original string. There is just another variable set out there. So original string, yeah, that's still going to be there. So now when we modify it, we shovel on hi. Hi's changed. What about the original string? The original string has changed as well. Okay, so when you set one variable equal to another one, all it really does is sets it up so that it can be that the same object ID. So the original string dot object ID. Okay, cool. And then what about hi dot object ID? Cool. So they're the same object ID. So this means that hi and original string are two variable names for the exact same object. So yeah, Ruby programmers tend to favor the shovel operator over the plus equals operator when building up strings. Why? Why would they choose the shovel operator versus the plus equals? Maybe because they want to modify the data. They want to mutate their original data. Cool. Test double quoted strings, interpret escape characters. String.size, it's going to be 2, right? String is equal to this. No, the interpret escape characters. The escape character is not going to be there. So I'm guessing that this is going to be 1. We'll go string.size. Cool. So it is 1. And the string, this is just a simple, this is a single element in a string. Test single quoted strings do not interpret. Oh, single ones don't. So string.size, it should be 2, right? Because it's not recognizing the escape character. Ah, interesting. I kind of haven't thought about that. Test single quotes sometimes interpret escape characters. This is strange. Huh. So the string.size of that is equal to 2. So it must recognize this one and then that one. That's crazy. And then the string is actually going to come out to be equal to this. Man, this would be tough. If you didn't know if you didn't have the REPL to evaluate this stuff, this would be a tough one to come up with. Because why would you think? Yeah, I guess it does. It just renders, it gets 1 escape character here. Crazy, bonkers. Cool. Test double quoted strings interpolate value. So cool. The value is 1, 2, 3. And then we set a string is equal to the value is, and then we look at that, pound and brackets. In JavaScript we have this, but it's with the money symbol or the bling symbol. So this is the value is 1, 2, 3. So here, what's going to happen here is we're going to say the value is 1, 2, 3. So our value is 1, 2, 3, and then our string is going to be equal to that. And so you see it already interpolated the value. So it pulled this variable from here because this variable renders out to 1, 2, 3, and that becomes here. So yeah, here we're going to say the value is 1, 2, 3. String interpolation is great. I use it a lot. Test any Ruby expression may be interpolated. Okay, cool. So the square root of 5. Square root of 5, I don't even know what that is. Okay, 2.23. Cool. So the square root of 5 is that. So actually, we can just render this into REPL. Yeah, so this is going to be what comes out. If you did not have the REPL, it would be quite challenging to figure this one out. So yeah, the string becomes equal to that. String equal. Oops. Well, that would probably be true, but that's not helpful. String equals to true. So yeah, that just shows that you can interpolate any Ruby expression, really. Test that you can get a substring from a string. Bacon, lettuce, and tomato. Cool. The string is equal to bacon, lettuce, and tomato, and then from 7 to 3, it's going to just be let. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it's going to do 3 values. 1, 2, 3. And that's how this works. So it gives you back a string. So 7 dash dash 9. Now we've got the range finder. So we'll put this in here. Let, and then 7 dash dash 9. So 7 is here. 7. This is position 7. This is position 8. And then this is position 9. Because it's 2 dots, we know that it's going to hold all 3 of those values. So this is just saying that this is 2 ways to get a substring from a string. One using a range, and the other one using parameters being passed in, I suppose. Cool. Test, you can get a single character from a string. String at position 1. Well, this is position 0, so this is position A. So yeah. Bacon, lettuce, tomatoes, and the string at position 1 is equal to just the letter A, because this is position 0 and this is position A is position 1. Surprised? No, I'm not surprised. Thank you. All right, in Ruby version 1.8, Test in older Ruby, single characters are represented by integers. Huh? Wow. I've never done that before. I mean, I'm not really sure that anybody's ever going to need this. Huh. What's that? Question B? Question mark B? Question mark A? Question mark A plus 1. No implicit conversion of integer to string. Diff. Weird. I'm gonna guess false here? I don't even know. Let's run the test. I'm just gonna run rake 99, about strings on line 99. Oh, okay, so we've got a mistake up here. The original string. Okay, so I'm gonna go back up here to test the shovel operator. The original string's hello. Hi is equal to the original string. There is equal to world. Hi shoveled into there. And then tests what is the original string. The original string should be hello world. Okay, cool. I must have been confused. Yeah, I remember when we were discussing this, that was it. I just entered it in incorrectly. So let's run rake command again and see what's going on. About strings, line 132. 132. Assert equal, the value is 123. The value is 123. To equal, the value is /value. Oh, wow, that's crazy. Value is /value. String. Test single quote strings do not interpolate. Oh, okay. So it's going to actually be like this. Cool. So we'll save that. That was line 132. That was where my error was, 132. Now we run rake again. Now we're at 162. Scroll down to here. Nice. Well, whatever happened, I got these correct, even though in my modern version of Ruby, like I'm on Ruby-V, my Ruby version is 2.5.1, and this, this does not even, it causes an error, a type error. So this is crazy. I'm not exactly sure why. They changed it to be in version, so maybe that has something to do with it. At the end of the day, I wouldn't worry about this because this is kind of for maybe older, more experienced Ruby programmers. This is going to be A. This shows in modern Ruby, the characters are represented by strings. So A is 97. A is equal to 97? That should be false. Huh. I don't know what that's about. Test strings can be split. String.split. Assert equal. Huh. I didn't know that they could be split like that. Interesting. I guess it's just splitting it. It defaults to splitting it based on the spaces in there. Oh, that's pretty cool. So, sausage, egg, and cheese. Huh. Yeah. Test strings can be split with different patterns. So yeah, you can throw in a regular expression with the brackets in there. My guess is that that's going to work. Words.split. So the words is equal to an array with those in there. Cool. I could actually just copy this. That'll be a bit faster. But you'll see now it's split into an array based on that. So you can use a regular expression. Patterns are formed from regular expressions. Ruby has a very powerful regular expression library. We will become enlightened with them more soon. Awesome. Test strings can be joined. Words.join with a space in there. So now what's going to happen here? Right, it's going to be, if we do words.join, it's going to be now is the time with no space. What happens if we say words.join? So that's actually the same as JavaScript, which is cool. In modern Ruby, you don't actually need to have parentheses either, which is pretty cool. So now is the time. Now is the time. Cool. Test strings are unique objects. A string, A string. Okay, so that's sort of interesting. Strings are unique objects, right? So a.object ID, b.object ID. You see, they're different despite the fact that a is equal to b. So a is equal to b, but they're, well, no, that makes sense. Of course they're equal. A is equal to b, true. Oh, but their object IDs are different. So a.object ID. Okay, a.object ID, you can see these are different. 300, 666, 660. So this is the object ID for A equal to the object ID for B. This is false, right? False. So what we want to say is assert equal. We want to say false is equal to that. Cool. So if I save that and we rerun our rake command, we'll see if we've got it all correct. So yeah, it's about symbols. So we've moved on to about symbols. This is RB6. Cool. Yeah, that's our next video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll see you in the next one.